Let's get going. For those of you who may be new, and this is maybe your first time using this particular platform, then I want to welcome you because you're in for a treat. You're going to get some information on this evening that should open your eyes as to something that's happening around the world that has become a global phenomenon in just over about 120 days. My name is Spencer Iverson, and I reside in the beautiful city of Atlanta, Georgia, in the United States. My journey with this project started back in January of 2019. I have an incredible partner. His name is Mr. Jonathan Green. He and I were flown into Dallas, Texas. We walked into a boardroom. There were several, professional, very successful people in the room, most of whom we knew. One individual we were not that familiar with. He was the CEO, or he is the CEO of a technology company out of Dallas, Texas. You had the David Mannings, you had the Peter Hirsches, you had the T. Grays of the world in the room. But there was one distinguished gentleman in the room as well. His name is Mr. Houghton Buggs. Houghton Buggs was in that room. There was about 6 of us there. And the gentleman who was the CEO of the IT company did not really know who Houghton Buggs was, didn't know a lot about his background. That's okay. Houghton went on to explain to him he wasn't arrogant, he wasn't cocky, he was just giving this gentleman the facts. He says, "My name is Houghton Buggs. I've been in the industry of network marketing for the better part of 29 years. I've made $110 million from a single position in my 10-year span in my last project. No other person in the history of the home-based industry has made more money from a single position than I have. I have a net worth of over $200 million. I'm 46 years old, and I have a goal of being a billionaire by the time I'm 50, and this is going to be my legacy play." And the this that he was referring to, that he was talking about, that's what we're going to talk about over the next few minutes. He had all of our attention. So as you watch this presentation, if you're a guest and you're looking at this from around the world, your evaluation starts with leadership. Companies rise and fall on leadership. Great teams rise and fall on leadership. Every great movement that's ever happened, whether you're in the United States or internationally and abroad, every great movement started with leadership. And that's why great business people, which you all are because you're on this Zoom on tonight or this morning, depending on where you're looking at it, you're watching this with a careful eye, looking at and listening to the facts and the data that has helped you make a decision. And in the case of the guest on the night, that will help you make a decision. So let's get started. The name of this project, and let me get the video going. The name of this project, guys, is called ibuumerang. ibuumerang, and I'll give you more information as to how the name came about, but let me give you a couple of disclaimers as we get started. The first one is this, guys. We're not going to make any guarantees. You're going to hear on tonight me give you some data, some facts, and some statistics that we put together. We've done our best to make sure our information is accurate. You're going to see a little bit about a compensation plan, but understand that any income that we discuss is not a guarantee. It's going to be a function of your efforts and your hard work. Now, personally, I've been in the industry of network marketing for 22 years in August, 21 years, but 22 years in August. I'll let you know that I'm a nerd. Raise your hand out there if you're a nerd. Put in the chat, I'm a nerd, right? All the nerds unite. What that means is I have a lot of useless information in my brain. I went to Georgia Tech in Atlanta, where I got my degree in business management with concentrations in marketing and finance. I went on to law school, where I practiced as a sports attorney for over 10 years, representing professional athletes in the NFL, Major League Baseball, golf. I got a patent. That's where the nerd part comes in, where I invented a couple of items and took them to market, took a company public and sold it. And I don't tell you all this information to impress you, but I do tell you this to impress upon you that I've seen a lot in business. I've been blessed to do a lot in business, and I've come to love the industry of network marketing. However, based on my background and the background of many of the executives in ibuumerang and Mr. Houghton Buggs, we feel that it's time for the industry of network marketing to evolve. We would like our standards of professionalism to raise. We would like for us to embrace some of the emerging technology. We would love for the playing field to remain level, where more than just the big influencers or more than just the big builders can win. You see, one of the things I've learned in business, and I want you to apply this scenario to your own situation wherever you might be in the world. Okay, because it's true. In my years of building businesses, I've learned a little bit about customers and consumer behavior. I've learned this, that if you do two things for a customer, you typically will have a customer for life. If you give customers a great price and you give them great customer service, you typically have a customer for life. Think about the places where you like to shop and spend your money, the restaurants or the stores. When you put those all together, you'll probably find that they have two things in common. They really treat you nice and they really give you a great price. You see, don't be fooled into what's happening here with iBoomerang. We're building this virtual ecosystem that is now over 100,000 people strong around the world. And as it continues to grow, Houghton Bugs and his genius and his wizardry in this industry, he has created a concept that he has trademarked called the PRIB, PRIB. It stands for Perpetual Residual Income Builder. You see, right now, we have a storefront, we have a main product, but as we continue to grow, not only domestically in the United States, but abroad, we're going to diversify with more goods and services, and we're going to be able to drop anything into this current, right? It's called a current, and well, currency is called that way because it's always moving, just like the current in a stream. We're going to be able to drop anything into this virtual stream, other goods around the world, and you know what's going to generate for us? It is going to generate not just residual income, but perpetual residual income. You see, there's an old model and a new model. In the old model, customers paid more money. So you would join a home-based business, you would join a network marketing company, and they would want you to spend more money for the makeup, more money for the juice, more money for the coffee, more money for the vitamins, right? And it's the same vitamin you can get at Walmart. It's the same vitamin you can get at the big store in your country, in Australia, New Zealand, and Brazil. It's the same essential product. Vitamin A is vitamin A. Vitamin C is vitamin C. But when you get it from a network marketing company, you got to pay more money for it. Come on, guys. That's the old model. You see, in that old model, only the big recruiters won. They were big at building a culture, getting you excited, using their influence to build a big team, getting people to spend a lot of money a month on products that you don't need, on products you'll never sell, but you've got a bunch of it in your garage or in a room. And now the good furniture comes out because you've got lipstick and vitamins in your sitting room or in your garage. Come on, guys, that's the old model. You see, in our new model, it's a completely different paradigm shift. John Maxwell is one of the best personal development authors ever, New York Times best-selling author. In one of his books, he talks about the win-win proposition in negotiations, right? You should always go into a situation when you're negotiating where there's a win-win, not a lose-win or a win-lose, but when everybody wins. You see, that's the scenario we have created in iBoomerang. We only make money when our customers save money. Now, isn't that a novel idea? And there's no minimums and there's no maximums. So if my customer saves $1, I make money. If they save $10,000, I still make money. Now, everybody has a positive outlook on the entire transaction because we are taking everyone's best interests into mind. And so when we're in this room, back in January, in Dallas, Texas, the 6 to 7 of us in this room, me and my partner, Mr. Jonathan Green, 2 of the executives from iBoomerang and Houghton Bugs, as we're sitting there, and we're quizzical. We're like, okay, so Houghton, tell us, man, what is it going to be? I'm excited. Okay, he said, Spencer, Jonathan, we're going to build the world's biggest home-based business. He didn't stutter. He wasn't laughing when it wasn't funny and scratching when it wasn't itching. He looked us dead in the eyes and said, we are about to build the world's biggest home-based business. Now, that's a pretty bold statement, but look at his track record. Everything this man has touched has been successful. Who would doubt him? I'm just curious now. I'm in the room. I'm curious now. What's the product? What is it? Is it a new coffee? Is it more vitamins? Is it a new beverage where they found this new berry from deep inside the Brazilian rainforest? What is it? He said, man, we're going to build this in the world's biggest industry known as travel. I tell you what, I could barely contain my excitement. Why? Because travel is the world's biggest industry. I'm a logical thinker. 1 + 1 is 2. I don't need new math. I don't need any. I need simplicity. I need logic. I need things to fit together. And so when Houghton Bugs makes a declaration, we're about to build the world's biggest home-based business, then it just makes sense that the product category that he chose was not a subset. It wasn't a subcategory. It wasn't nutraceuticals, which is a subset of a bigger industry. It wasn't vitamins, or it wasn't a certain kind of makeup or cream, which is a subset of a bigger industry. No, he went to the biggest industry in the world. So that makes sense, right? It makes sense. Somebody put in the chat, this makes sense, right? Why? Because world's biggest industry, world's biggest home-based business. This industry is $8 trillion a year and growing. Look at Asia, $6 billion a day, breaks down to over 70,000 a second. Europe, $4.8 billion a day, $55,000 a second. The United States, 32,000 a second. What does this illustrate? It illustrates that you don't need a lot of time. It doesn't take much for your company to do okay in travel, okay in this industry. There were just some things that needed to change: the right leader, the right compensation plan, the right mentality, the right culture. And we have put all of those elements together, and we are already on our way. See, did you know that there have been two companies that have been fooling us for decades? Booking Holdings and the Expedia Group. Now, you may not be familiar with the names of these parent companies, but you are familiar with some of their trademark subsidiaries. Look at the Expedia Group. They own Travelocity and Orbitz and Trivago and Hotwire and Hotels.com. And then they have the audacity, they have the unmitigated gall to have a comparison website where they will tell you, listen, everyone, we're going to compare Travelocity, Orbitz, and Trivago. It's the same stuff. It's the exact, it all feeds into the same parent company. And we think, oh, honey, look, we saved $5 on Trivago. No, you didn't. They fooled you. It's going to the same company. And when you run your company like that, and you have these same subsidiaries plugging in to the same parent company, you know who loses? We do. And we've been losing for years. We've been losing for years. You know why? Because we don't get the value. They have no incentive to give us the biggest value. You see, in traditional business, there are certain industries that have large profit margins. For example, jewelry, lots of profit margin in jewelry. Furniture, lots of profit margin in furniture. But did you know that there's some significant profit margin in travel? We just don't see it. You know why? Because two companies, they call it a duopoly, but two companies have been controlling over 90% of the online booking space. That has to stop. So once again, Houghton Bug says, you know what? Listen, okay. I was in a project. I was in a travel company 13 years ago. Actually, it's where I met Houghton Bugs and Edwin Haynes. I had an organization of about 40,000 people in that travel company, okay? And they used Priceline search engine. No, they didn't use something like Priceline. They didn't use something close to Priceline. It was the exact same search engine as Priceline. So really, what was our benefit? If we're plugging in and feeding into the same system that's been corrupting everyone for years and decades, and I believe that company is still using that same platform today and wondering how come they're not winning. Another topic. But anyway, what Houghton says, no, we got to break out of this bad system. We got to get out of this inertia that has this gravitational pull pulling us towards the dark side. No, you know what we're going to do? We're going to develop a relationship completely outside of it. That's exactly what they did. We had an outside company out of California develop our own product whose prices beat and compete on a second by second basis with all of these big high name companies. And you know what we're able to do? We're able to pass the savings on to you. The agency is called Extreme Travel. They've been around for over 19 years. They've won virtually every honor and award you can think of in the travel space. Now, they are based out of Dallas, Texas. The software company that developed the product is based out of California. And when you look at some of these honors, I mean, top honors with Carnival, Royal Caribbean, Norwegian, talking about cruise lines, they are a premier diamond agency with CLIA, that stands for Cruise Line Industry Association. The Travel Savers Elite Award that you see there on your lower right there, guys, that's like the Oscars. That's like the Grammy Awards. That's the highest honor you can win in the travel space. Top 50 award for 9 years running. But guys, let me tell you, a little birdie told me that we're number 3 in the world. Number 3 in the world. So Houghton has made some very significant strategic partnerships that allows us to pass the savings on to individuals like you and like me. Think of it this way. When you become a member, so guess, when you become a member of iBoomerang, what am I getting? Great question. Here's what you're going to get. You're becoming a member of a very robust travel club where you're going to be able to save up to 70% on your own personal travel. You're going to be able to earn bonuses by referring travel to the parent company, Extreme Travel. You're going to get access to deeply discounted travel excursions. We just came back a couple of months ago from Cancun. We stayed at the El Dorado Royale Gourmet Resort and Spa in Cancun. Oh my gosh, the food was amazing. The views, amazing. I had a room with like this swimming pool that went around the property, went around the other rooms, and you could like swim up to the back of my. It's crazy. Who has a swimming pool coming out of the back of your room? Crazy. But guys, we didn't pay what all of the other non-iBoomerang people paid. No, we paid a fraction of the cost, and we enjoyed the same benefits. Guys, we have $8 trillion worth of inventory. We never run out of it. It's not like somebody's going to call and say, yes, iBoomerang, I would like to get a resort stay in Cancun. Oh, I'm sorry, we're out of resorts today. Can you go back next week? No, we don't run out of inventory, guys. We don't run out of. We have we have the exact same inventory as the highly advertised websites. It's just we're able to pass the savings and the benefits on to you. Let's look at some of those examples, guys. In New York City, we did a comparison. 4.5-star hotel on Expedia.com, $339 on Expedia, $178 on our website, a savings of $161. Paris, France, 4-star hotel on Travelocity was $440. On our website, it was $130. We saved $310. Same room, same hotels. Guys, let's go back to New York. We rented a car for a week, $392 on rentalcars.com, $221 on our site. We saved $171. Guys, in Punta Cana in the Dominican Republic, $1,215 for the week. On our website, $712, a savings of over $500. Guys, there's only one thing better than making money. You know what that is? Saving money. Saving money, right? Who would pay full price for something when you can get that same item, that same vacation, the same hotel room at a discount, right? That's just being wise with your money. And remember earlier, I was talking to you about embracing some of the emerging technology. Well, we're doing just that, guys. We're the first travel booking site to accept digital currency like Bitcoin. Understand, guys, whether you understand it or not, whether you believe it or not, that is where our world is heading. And so guess what? We are already ahead of the curve. And on this screen, we're showing you some actual booking confirmations. Understand, we have tens of thousands of these. These literally could be changing by the hundreds every day. But we just put some on the screen here just to show you what they look like. Let's go over here and I'll point out a couple of them to you. The Sheraton Salt Lake City Hotel. Somebody booked that room. They saved over $800. And guess what? Look, they earned over 445 credits. Now, what is that? Great question. Every time you book on your iGo site through iBoomerang, you're going to earn points. And these points will accumulate. So every time you log in to book travel using your iGo website, it's going to ask you to choose whether you want to see the prices displayed in money or in points. And guess what? You can accumulate enough points to maybe save up for your dream vacation on travel. You're going to do what? You're going to do this travel anyway. Look over here at Houghton Bucks. He went to, I can't pronounce that, Cabo San Lucas and saved almost $1,600. And guess what? He earned, let's see how many points did he earn. He earned over 1,600 points. Guys, even our CEO and chairman and founder is a product of the product. Now, guys, look at our core services, guys. When you become a part of iBoomerang, you're going to have access and you're going to get benefits through our whole partnerships with hotels and flights, rental cars, homes, cruises, entire weeks. We have a marketplace. In this marketplace, we're going to have a wine club and give out discounted gift cards, restaurant savings. Oh, gosh, one of my favorites, guys, playing golf, outdoor activities. I'm an outdoorsman. I love to go deep sea fishing. I love cycling. I love taking walks, right? I just love being outside, shore excursions. So guys, all of this is going to be in our marketplace that we're still building. And we actually have some relationships with some of the world's biggest timeshare properties where we'll get access to some of the blacked out dates. There's nothing you can think of in travel that you won't be able to benefit from through your partnership and through your travel club with iBoomerang. Now, One question that I frequently get is this, Mr. Iverson, why in the world would anybody book using iBoomerang versus one of the highly advertised sites? Why wouldn't they just go there? They've got to be giving you a deal because they spend so much money in marketing. No, that's wrong. You see, let me help you understand something. I use my mom as an example. See, my mom doesn't know anybody at Expedia, Orbitz, or Booking.com. The very nature of our industry can be defined by the name of the industry, right? Another name for the industry of network marketing is relationship marketing. We do business with people we have relationships with, right? And so my mom doesn't have a relationship with Orbitz, Booking.com, Trivago, but she has a relationship with her baby. She knows that her baby has his own website. And guess what? All things being equal, there is nothing that they can do. There's no magazine spot, there's no radio spot, there's no TV commercial that they can put together that is going to persuade my mama from booking travel on anybody's website but her baby's. Remember, I said all things being equal? Guys, look at here. We offer a 110% price match guarantee. So let's say on the rare occasion that you find a better price someplace else, guys, we're not only match it, but we're going to give you an extra 10%. So everybody in the world is not going to book using your boomerangs, but everybody in your world can. Yes, they can. Now, do you boomerang? Oh, of course I boomerang. The question is, do you boomerang? Let me give you this concept. If you understand this, you will understand why this project is breaking records every single day, okay? You've heard of the company Uber. Let's think about Uber real quick. What does Uber really own in terms of tangible assets, right? They don't own any storefronts. They don't own any rental cars. But here's what they've done. Here's what they've done. Because now Uber is a household name around the world. Uber empowered millions of people to leverage their personal vehicles to get family members, friends, and strangers alike to book a car and transport that person from point A to point B for a profit. That's what Uber did, and that concept has gone viral. There are industry experts around the world who are calling iBoomerang right now today the Uber of travel. Guys, you know how huge of a compliment that is to be considered and to be mentioned amongst the great company Uber. So look at what iBoomerang has done. What have we done? We own no resorts, no jet skis, no beaches, no massages, no spas, right? We don't own any of that. So what do? We empowered millions of people to leverage their own personal relationships, friends, family members, strangers alike, to use a website that will provide travel savings to them and a profit to us. Guys, it's absolutely amazing. Imagine knowing what you know now about Uber. And 2 years ago, somebody told you, listen, Spencer, this company is going to explode. I'm going to give you free Uber apps. And I want you just to give them away to as many people as possible. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to give you 50% of whatever they make. So if somebody books a $20 trip, you're going to make 10. How many of us on this phone would give away Uber apps like crazy? We would leave our jobs and give them away to everybody to get customers, right? Because if that were the case, none of us would be on this Zoom right now. But that's not what happened. So we've got a chance, guys, to make up for it because we're giving our boomerangs away for absolutely free. Let me explain to you how it works. It's called a boomerang. Our product, one of our products, is called a boomerang. And just like in Australia, when you throw the boomerang, it comes back to you. What are we throwing out? We're throwing out savings. What comes back to us? Profits, cash. Guys, here's how it works. When you become a member of iBoomerang, we call you a TSA, Travel Savings Ambassador, okay? Here, as a Travel Savings Ambassador, you're going to be able to save up to 70% on your personal travel. So we did a comparison at a resort in Playa del Carmen. We looked all over. And on the internet, the best price we found was $4,867. But on our iGo site through iBoomerang, guys, we were able to save almost $3,400. So we only paid $1,467. Are we excited? Somebody say yes. Yes, we're excited. But I've got a buddy. I'm going to call my buddy John. John, my friend, he's not in iBoomerang. He's not a TSA. Let's say he's a co-worker, somebody I go to church with. I'm going to give John a boomerang, and just like the Uber app, it's absolutely free. There's no upfront cost. There are no recurring expenses. He gets my boomerang for free. Using that boomerang, he has access to the same things that I have. However, instead of saving 70%, he's going to be able to save up to 35%. Now, he says, look, I want to go with you to Playa del Carmen. I'm going to use the boomerang. He goes and he searches, he does all his stuff. He finds the same price. The best he could find on the internet was $48.67. He tried his boomerang. He's shocked. Oh my gosh. Spencer, you are the best friend ever. Why? Because he saw a savings of $16.99. Now, the question is my friend John happy? Of course he's happy. He didn't see what I paid. I'm not going to oh, they got you. No. I'm not going to tell him what I paid. He's not a part of the deal. He's excited because he saved almost $1,700. So look at what happens. In iBoomerang, see, this is the major paradigm shift that's explaining a part of the reason why we've gone viral around the world. $16.99 is what he saved. And so when that happens in iBoomerang, we get paid 50% of the savings, right? 50% of $16.99 in this case is $849.75. That comes back to me in cash, not in points, not in a certificate, not in a voucher. Guys, you can't pay bills with those things. We get paid cash on the savings. The rest of those savings go somehow, some way back through our compensation plan. Guys, it's blowing people's minds. And like I said earlier, there are no minimums and no maximums. So if John had saved $1, I would have made 50 cents. If he had saved 10,000, I would have made 5. Guys, so the question now is, how many customers can you acquire and help them save money? Look, we looked at this from a customer acquisition perspective because everything can't always be about recruiting. Let's say you go out there and with the time that you have available, you acquire 10 customers. No problem. Let's say in a year, we know that using our vacation packages, the average customer is going to save about $600. Well, we run that through our model. That means that on average, you'll earn about $3,000 in bonuses on just 10 customers. Mr. Iverson, stop. That's 10 customers. I can get at least 100. Fantastic. 100 customers saving an average of $600. You're looking at about $30,000 from just getting 100 customers or 100 bookings in the course of a year. Mr. Iverson, stop. Now listen, you clearly don't know me. I am that woman. I am that guy. I know everybody. I can get 1,000. You probably can. 1,000 customers, $600 on average in savings, guys. You're looking at over $300,000 in bonuses, getting people to do what they were going to do anyway. Book travel online somewhere, somehow, with someone. The only difference is they decided to book with you. Guys, listen, the sooner you can embrace that concept, the sooner you can begin to build out your customer base. Guys, the more customers you're going to acquire and begin to earn that passive income. Now, some of you are out there looking at this presentation as a guest. You're like, Mr. Iverson, I'm starting to get this. I'm kind of getting a little excited. But Mr. Iverson, I think I'm missing something. Is there something for people who can build a team? I want to earn some leveraged residual income. Man, we got something for you. Here's our team builder model. Let's say you go out there and build a team of 50 people. And those 50 people, let's say inside of a year, get 10 customers. So now you got 500 customers. Again, saving about $600. We run that through our compensation plan. Guys, that comes out to about $20,000, guys, in cash that you're earning. That's called leveraged income. J. Paul Getty was once the wealthiest man in the world, decades and decades and decades ago here in the United States. J. Paul Getty said, I'd much rather have 1% of 100 men's efforts than 100% of my own. That should be the very definition of leveraged income. 1% of 100 men's efforts versus 100% of my own. That means I'd much rather earn a little bit from a lot of people than Spencer Iverson trying to do it all himself. Speaking of which, let's say you go out there and build a team of 250 folks. Each of them gets 10 customers. Now you got 2,500 customers, saving on average $600. Guys, you're looking at over $100,000 with a team of just 250. Raise your hand if you could use an extra 6 figures in your life, an extra 6 figures a year on top of maybe what you're earning on your job, on top of what you're earning from investments. Now you got a passive 6 figures that you're able to now save away, pay off debt, put towards your kids' college fund, take your sweetie out on a nice trip, maybe find you a sweetie. Oh, anyway, now how about this? Maybe you go out there and build a team of 1,000. We've got lots of folks who've done this in a short amount of time. And each of those 1,000 just get 10 customers. Guys, you're looking at over 10,000 customers. Saving 600 guys, you're looking over almost $400,000 on a team of 1,000. Guys, there are people in this business who've done this in, goodness gracious, just over 30 days. It's moving that fast. It's moving that fast. Guys, look, as we get ready to wrap up, we also have a compensation plan that pays you a number of different ways. I'm going to highlight two. We have a fast start or direct sales bonus that pays you every week. Here are our three packages. We have a coach, business, and first class package. And every time you enroll someone at these different packages, you're going to earn $20, $40, and $80 respectively from enrolling individuals at the coach, business, and first class. These just represent 10% of what we call the commissionable volume, which is points. The coach class package is $250 one time, business class $500 one time, and first class is $1,000 one time. So if you sign up 10 people this week at first class, you're going to make a quick $800 in fast start or direct sales bonuses, guys. It happens, you get paid every single week. We have another part of our comp plan called a dual team. If you have experience in network marketing, it's also known as a binary. Either way, it means two. Here we're going to sign up Mrs. Left and we're going to sign up Mr. Right on our right-hand side. Mrs. Left goes to work, and she, through the efforts of her and her team, they sign up people at the different coach, business, and first class in that week. We're going to add all those points up. And on this week, from Monday to Sunday at midnight is when our comp plan runs and ends. 10,000 points have accrued or accumulated through the efforts of everyone who came in that week. We'll go over here to Mr. Right. Ladies, don't get offended. He is Mr. Right. You just got to see him that way. Give him a chance. Anyway, Mr. Right. He comes in the business through his collective efforts. He builds an organization that grows, and they do a total of 5,000 points in TCV. That stands for total commissionable volume. Here's what our computer does. Sunday night at midnight, takes a snapshot, freezes your organization. The computer is going to scan the left and right organizations to see which was your lesser leg. In this case, 5,000 is less than 10. So you're going to get paid, if you came in at first class, 20% of the total volume of your lesser leg. 20% of 5,000 points is $1,000 in what we call a DTB, dual team bonus. Guys, and that happens every week, every single week. Now, for some of you, this is going to be a challenge, and we might lose some of you here. It's okay, but I have an obligation to mention this to you. The binary is capped. The dual team is capped. Okay, you can only make $250,000 a week or $1 million a month in the dual team. We're sorry, guys. Listen. We're sorry. You can only do $1 million a week. There are other aspects of our comp plan that are unlimited, but this one, it grows so fast that we had to put the brakes on it. So hopefully, through the prayers of you and your family, you can struggle through $1 million a month. Okay, guys, how do you get started? Guys, we have an admin fee and a standby package. It's $49.95. And just like on a real plane, you are not guaranteed a seat. You might get left. You might miss the whole flight. Okay, but we have to offer it as a matter of law. $49.95. You get a customer site with limited functionality, a few boomerangs to send. You earn commissions when you refer travel to Extreme Travel, and a couple of tools to build your business. But guys, here's what I strongly recommend. Get on the plane. Don't rely on standby. Okay. Here are three packages and the value proposition that each represents. Come in coach class, and your travel club will have hotels, flights, and rental cars. You're going to get 10 boomerangs to give away to family and friends. Obviously, the more boomerangs you have, the more money you can make because you're able to acquire more customers. You're going to come in at the bottom of the dual team comp plan, 10%. It's a one-time investment of $250 plus your $49.95 standby or admin fee. Or you may want to do business class. Want to ride in a little bit more comfort. No problem. When you enroll in business class, you're going to get all the benefits of coach, plus we're going to add all of the cruise lines from around the world to your package. If you like cruising, I love cruising. I've been on probably a dozen cruises, right? I got to stay off the Lido deck. That's where all the food is. You'll find me there at 2 o'clock in the morning trying to sneak in a hamburger. But cruises, you're going to get cruises added to your package. You're going to get 25 boomerangs to give away to family and friends. You're going to earn 12%, a little bit more in the dual team compensation plan. It's a one-time investment of $500 plus your $49.95 standby or admin fee. But guys, what's the package that's the most popular? You're looking at it. It's the first class. Some of you want to ride in the ultimate comfort. You want to have your feet massaged. You want to recline. You want a 19-inch screen. You want privacy. We got you. That's what's happening in first class. You get everything we have to offer. Everything we have. Your travel club will have everything. The luxury homes, Airbnb type packages. You'll get the marketplace, everything. You get 50 boomerangs to give away to family and friends. And here's the biggie. You get paid 20% in the dual team bonus. And that dual team comp plan, look, it's twice as much as somebody who comes in and coach. So in essence, you're going to get paid twice as much for doing the same amount of volume production, the same amount of work as somebody who comes in and coach. As a business person, that just makes common sense. Why would I do the same amount of work and get paid half, right? That is called the founder's package. Why Houghton Bugs, with this being his very first company that he's owned as chairman and CEO and founder, he wanted to do something special. He wanted to put the greatest value proposition here. But here's the other thing, other side to that, he can end it at any time. We could wake up tomorrow and everything has changed with first class. Why is that 20% important? Because if you get in now at first class, you are grandfathered into that payout level for 1 full year until your anniversary date. That's huge. That's the Black Diamond payout level, guys. You typically have to be doing over $1 million a month of volume to earn 20% of the dual team. Houghton said, no, we're just getting this thing started. Let's give them as much value as possible. Guys, it's only an investment of $1,000 one time, plus your $49.95 admin or standby fee, right? Mr. Iverson, what's my recurring cost? What's my overhead for my business? Great final question. Only $99.95. Now, I know on our Zoom, I know on the Facebook page, we've got a lot of people who are business owners and entrepreneurs, and you laughed like I did when I found out that, my gosh, you mean to tell me that I'm going to have a company that's going to do all the emails to my customers. They're going to do all the updates with the specials and the resorts around the world to my customers. They're going to send teasers to my customers. They're going to do customer service for my customers. They're also going to make sure that I get paid every week. So they're going to do payroll for myself. They're going to send out the tax forms. Guys, they're going to do everything. So my goodness, I get a business in a box and my only overhead is $99.95. The company that I own that we sold last year, do you know that just my back end software was $14,000 a month? On the first of the month, they wanted their money just to run our back office. That was before rent. That was before payroll. Guys, it was about $14,000. So when Houghton said $99.95 a month, guys, I knew I was home. I knew I was home. Here's what we want you to do. We want you to get back with a person who invited you onto the presentation, guys. And we want you to really look at this project seriously. Let me give you one last statistic, one last final thought about why we have the momentum that we do, because some of you still may not get it. All right. As an attorney, I'm big into data. I'm big into evidence. I'm not here to get you excited. I'm not here to hype you up. I am here because of the greatness of someone named Houghton Bugs. When you look at this track record and you understand the reason why companies rise and fall, let's do a what if. Let's do a what if. What if the great Bill Gates, the great founder of Microsoft, with his 30-year track record in technology, called a meeting and he said, guys, listen, you know my track record. You know I'm a billionaire. You know I've created thousands of millionaires, and in my 30 years, I've gotten even better. So much so that I'm going to walk away from Microsoft and I'm going to start a new company with a fresh set of people. Would you be on board with me? I raised my hand and said, let me think about it. Yes. Right? That's what happened with Houghton Bugs. Houghton Bugs, 29 years in this industry, one of the most celebrated networkers of all time, has reached the status where he's worth hundreds of millions of dollars. He's even better than he's ever been before. And he says, I'm going to start my very own company. I'm going to put into this company every lesson that I've learned, both good and bad. And we're going to build the world's biggest and best home-based business. Who's on board with me? In that room in January, I said, let me think about it. Yes. Companies rise and fall on great leadership. And we're riding the leadership of who we call the Michael Jordan of this industry. And then finally, maybe some of you feel you're time challenged. Mr. Iverson, I like what I saw, but I don't have the time. I work a 9 to 5. I'm busy. Let me address that. Think about your own personal situation in your life and your kids. So if you have children, see, this industry for me, here's what it gave me. It gave me time freedom. It gave me time freedom. You know why? Because I know how much money I have in the bank. What I don't know is how much time I have left. Therefore, I don't let people waste it. And see, as my kids, I have a son and a daughter, and I knew that I wanted to be a professional dad. I didn't want to just be at the practices. I want to be at the games. And this industry gave me time freedom, where I was able to spend time with my son now, who's a rising senior at Georgetown University. I was given time to spend with my daughter, who's a rising junior in high school, and we spend so much time together. Why? Because I can't get that back. Because I know the kids don't remember the big stuff. It's the little stuff. It's the little moments that you're able to spend of quality time. But how many of our jobs are robbing us of that? They're robbing us of quality time. And so here comes something where you've been asking for, you've been searching for something in your life. You've been looking for something that can maybe help you make ends meet a little better. Maybe I can do a little something extra for my kids. I can do a little bit something extra for my family. And you're going to look at it and walk away. Please don't do that, because understand this, opportunities don't go away. They just go to other people. Don't you fall into the other people category. Let's make a decision. Make a decision to join the biggest movement that has ever happened in the home-based business space. GrowJoe.com ranks this company right now as the 10th fastest growing company in the world. Not network marketing, not direct sales, the 10th fastest growing company in the world, which by default makes us the number one fastest growing home-based business in the world right now, and that this industry has ever seen. Get back with the person who invited you to this presentation. Guys, I'm just one of many. This company is blessed to have a ton of great leaders. If you don't understand me, no problem. We do this presentation in 6 different languages. All right? So join us for our next call and get on board. Get back with the person who invited you. Get enrolled, get signed up, and then invite a lot of people to these Zooms so that you can get your life started, your project started with ibuumerang today. Take care, guys.